2024. And it is the favorite time of our week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody, my name's Paul.
Good morning, this is Bev.
And it's not only the favorite time of the week, it's the favorite time of our month because we're actually touching skin to skin. Well, clothes to clothes.
Clothes to clothes.
So damn cold here these days.
Don't want to just do the skin to skin. Yeah.
Tune in next week maybe for that.
Right. In June, we will be doing.
We'd get a lot of. Hey, maybe that's the way we'll get people to BioTouch. Skin. Right. We say skin to skin. Well, two fingers though.
Two fingers. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, we're going to talk about the wonderful concept of we are one. You ever hear of that? We are one. We are one in the spirit. So, anyhow, as we said in our little writing there, it's a nice concept. But what does it have to do with BioTouch, which, of course, we've talked about since day one?
Yeah, really.
But we were inspired by a little post that we saw on a feed by the Dali Lama, and we'll read it, and then we'll sort of tear it apart on how we feel BioTouch incorporates. Just stop me, too, if you get all excited about something.
Okay. You know I don't do that.
So he said, yeah, right. He says, wherever I go, I feel I'm just one of the 8 billion human beings alive today. We are physically, mentally, and emotionally the same. From birth, we all want to live a happy life, and that is our right. Sound familiar?
Oh, yes, already.
It is our right to be happy, healthy, and loved.
That's what we say.
Yes, we've been saying. And BioTouch brings us back to that right, doesn't it? I mean,
it actually, in many ways, it opens us up to that truth.
Right.
That many of us have forgotten, literally.
Yeah. So it's not something you have to go get. It's not, there's no gyrations. I mean, I spent decades sitting with my fingers crossed and the different mudras you had to do and the hand that had to go this way or this way or, sitting with that, I mean.
The lotus position.
And they're all fun and I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
But what did I learn finally with BioTouch is it's already there. There's no place to go get it.
Right.
Just like we are one, it's not something you have to seek, as the Dalai Lama said, we are physically, mentally, and emotionally the same. He also, in another quote we always give, says, if you want to understand the oneness of humanity, look at bodies.
Because why? We all have one.
We are physically, mentally, and emotionally the same.
The same.
I mean, when I look at all these pictures of these worn, torn areas around the world, and you look at people, they're the same. The same fears, the same tears, the same hopes, the same needing help or compassion or empathy. I mean, it's everywhere. When I was in Egypt and was interviewed on Al Jazeera, and I got calls from all over that area, and I realized everybody had the same thing they had in the Americas. Everybody was suffering.
Yeah.
Everybody was in pain. Everybody had fear, and they were just looking for a little bit of hope.
This is why we have to remember we're planetary citizens. We're not just citizens of a particular nation. That's just an experience. But the truth is, we are all here together experiencing a planetary life as one group, maybe in some different ways and things, but the thing that ties us together is that spirit of oneness, our whole nature of being love.
We are physically, mentally, and emotionally the same, he says. From birth, we all want to live a happy life, and that's our right. However, he says, many of my friends share the view that our existing education systems are inadequate when it comes to preparing people to be more compassionate, one of the conditions for being happy.
Ooh. Well, we are an educational foundation, are we not? And what do we always say? The technique that we teach through this foundation encourages that self-awareness that the Dalai Lama is just talking about. Yes. I mean, it just kind of happens.
Yes.
Actually, you don't have to force anything.
And that's the beauty of it, you know, and that's why we only address the body, you know, that oneness,
Yes.
and we let the rest of the story unfold. And we begin to see the cycle of healing. You know, as I'm touching you, as Horace says in
I was just gonna
song,
say you're gonna
as I'm touching you and you
you're
are
touching
touching me, you know, it's a simple thing. It's a natural
natural
way
way to
to
be.
you know.
Yeah, that's maybe
Profound.
part of the
Yes.
problem. We have stepped out of our natural state
Yeah,
with
so
each
he
other.
says to be more compassionate, and that's one of the conditions for being happy. So BioTouch gives us the opportunity, as it says in our manual, anyone with an inherent love and compassion for another human being.
That's it. That's all
Anyone.
that's required, huh?
That's right. And that says
that.
anyone,
Anyone.
which means everyone.
That's. I know it's daunting. People go, what?
Yeah,
Like I
what?
just had somebody that I worked with BioTouch just a couple days ago. He goes, "I'm sorry, but this sounds too good to be true."
Too good to be true.
And I'm like, why? Why can't we believe in magic and the power of our bodies? Because we have forgotten.
Yeah.
It's time to remember. Yeah.
So he goes on, as a human brother, I'm committed to letting people know that we all possess the seeds of love and compassion. There we go. We were just saying that.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been in our manual for 35 years.
Right.
However, having a smart brain is not enough. We also need a warm heart.
Ooh, that's what's happening. The alignment, we shall say, between the head and the heart is what's happening here right now. And it's the next step for us. As I love what he said. He calls himself a brother.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
As a human brother.
Human brother.
Yes.
That's who we all are. And yes, sisters. Okay. But the inference of brother is a different meaning, so we'll just use that. But you know, again, I think one of the most healing things that can happen for us right now in all of the crisis that we are witnessing, observing, being a part of, is this basic thought that we are the same, we are one, and our inherent nature is to love each other. If we can just start with that, I'm not so sure that that's too crazy of or abstract for most of us to, and here we are with BioTouch telling you the bridge. BioTouch is the bridge for us to step in and start really reconnecting with each other on those levels of compassion and love and brotherhood. Yeah.
People always say, well, what if I'm in a bad mood, or what if I don't like the person, or none of that matters. Your judgments don't matter. Your opinions don't matter. And that's the beauty. I watch all these feeds coming over my Facebook, my Twitter, my TikTok, whatever, and it's a wonderful opportunity for me to wake up to myself.
Oh.
What are they triggering in me? And yet realizing through all of that, if I really want to bring peace to that thread that maybe becomes a little violent or judgmental, I could just think of doing BioTouch. That thing that brings the equality of all humanity, and that chain that we're trying to create that will go on indefinitely.
Yeah.
That's our vision.
It always has been. It's not one word of that has changed in the 35 years that you guys came up with that. It's almost like it was laying the groundwork, even 35 years ago, for what we need now. I'm serious. It was like a seed that came out of you, that group, and you were speaking such a simple, basic truth to who we all are and what we're going to need to get through what's ahead of us. And this is why we always say what a gift to every one of us, BioTouch is. Yeah.
It's funny when you're talking about all the different areas of the world and the different cultures and stuff, and I've always thought, BioTouch, just picture it, right? What if there were no lines? on those maps.
Which we know.
And there were no walls that had been built on those lines.
Right.
And,
right. This is mine and that's yours.
Yeah, and that we just reached across those lines with those index and middle finger of each hand. If we could just reach across the line, and you can.
Yeah.
You can do that today. And that is the purpose of this organization called the International Foundation.
Right on.
Of Biomagnetics.
Yep.
That used to be what we called this was biomagnetics, because that was before we were even talking about energy. It was magnets back in those days.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But now we could call it bioenergetics or bio this, but we just call it BioTouch.
BioTouch.
We just want to keep it simple. And the simplicity is you can learn it today.
Yeah.
And you will be effective today. Let's learn it again for the beginning of our year here. You take the index and the middle finger of your dominant hand. If you're listening to this on a podcast, it's very easy. If you can see us, great. Index and middle finger, and find on yourself, or if there's somebody sitting next to you, find just below the breastbone.
Yep.
The breastbone's hard and then it gets soft. And touch with those two fingers lightly like a butterfly for 6 to 8 seconds. That's all it takes. That's what we call point 1 of the greeting. And then you take that same hand and you touch just to the left. Lean your head forward.
Right there.
There's a big bone that pops out. Go to the left of that, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Again, lightly like a butterfly, 6 to 8 seconds.
And you have started something.
Yes.
You have changed something.
And that's a perfect word, something. Something has changed. We don't know what it is. We don't have concepts of it.
Nope.
We don't describe it. We leave it up to you and your self-awareness.
Right.
And whatever that experience, whatever that something is for you, it's a healing.
Yeah.
Just that you've awakened to it.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
That's a powerful statement.
That's a powerful statement, but we're doing it. We're making it.
And so please join us in this year of changes and transformations and floods and
earthquakes and volcanoes
and stock markets going up and down.
Those are the things that we maybe cannot control.
Yes.
But there are so many things that I'm really kind of not crazy about that word control. However, there are things in our daily living that we can change. We can step into. BioTouch, starting to practice that in your personal life with your friends and family and strangers on the street. That we can do. Yes. That we can change. Yes.
And it's so very easy. So if you want some more information about it, you can, what we just taught you about the greeting, there's a little link on our website. It says download for free the preview copy. That's the greeting. The first 10 pages of our manual talks a little about a philosophy in there, our mission statement. And then it teaches you the greeting right there. It has a link to the video to show somebody doing it. You can't get much easier. If you just did that, changes would begin to happen in your life, in your surrounding. And I think we just have to believe, because we see it, when you start addressing people with compassion, as the Dali Lama says here, everything else follows. Nature, humanity, this whole jiggling up of humanity in the globe is a reflection, really, of how we're treating one another.
Absolutely.
So let's treat each other with a little bit of touch.
A little bit of love, people. A little bit of love.
Let's start to come into an experience of the oneness of humanity, not just some philosophical jargon.
Right. Yes. That's why we say BioTouch is actually something that puts love into action. The only way that things are going to change, like you say, we can sit and talk about this all day, but BioTouch really walks the talk. Yes. It really does. You start touching, and everybody, both you and the person you're touching, are going to benefit. That's this relationship of healing. It breaks down all the barriers that we've been talking about. It's just, a gift to all of us, each one of us. Start claiming that gift, for heaven's sake, and your birthright.
And it only takes less than a minute.
That's it.
For you to touch someone and for them to touch you. Yep. And again, for those who say, well, but I don't have anybody around, you know, do those points on yourself while you're thinking of someone touching you. Let's get away from this self-healing concept of, oh, I just need to heal myself. Let's start having relationships for healing and bring love into our healing process, which epigenetics is telling us. Bring love into it, the body will follow.
It will. You know, people talk about, well, just thinking about somebody, how can that be? The Dali Lama said we are mental, we are emotional, okay? Trust me, if you can visualize a loved one or somebody dear to you doing biotouch with you, you will have established a true relationship right there. It's powerful. So.
And again, the Dalai Lama, I feel I'm just one of the 8 billion human beings alive today. We are physically, mentally, and emotionally the same. From birth, we all want to live a happy life, and that is our right. However, many of my friends share the view that our existing education systems are inadequate when it comes to preparing people to be more compassionate, one of the conditions for being happy. As a human brother, I'm committed to letting people know that we all possess the seeds of love and compassion. However, having a smart brain is not enough. We also need a warm heart.
Oh, perfect.
So we are honored to share our heart with you every week, every Monday at 10 a.m. Pass this around. You get an email if you want. Give us your email list. And then share this with people. Share this concept of touch with people.
Yeah.
It just takes a click. You know,
I know. Yeah, we do it all the time, every day.
We click all kinds of stuff. If you want to take our class, we have a class of virtual training coming up to next Tuesday, and that's from 9 to 4:30. We only have space for 2 more people.
I know.
Yeah, this class is full.
That's exciting.
And we have people from Canada and Chico, California I got today, from all over the country and outside the country.
Yeah,
so
Canada.
2 more spaces for our January 6th class. That's exciting.
I know.
And then our health condition workshop, we're doing a replay and a sharing of the points for prostate cancer and a lot of other prostate conditions,
right.
But he specifically talks about Steve Liu here in Tucson.
A local boy.
Yeah. And it's a great presentation, and we love sharing it with you. And then Bev and I will teach you some points on how to address prostate cancer and really any other prostate conditions. So.
Right.
Well, do it. Do it now.
Do it.
Just do it.
That.
And until next Monday, we love you all, and please keep on touching.
Have a great week, everyone.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand. A healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action. I know you have heard these beautiful words. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Using BioTouch will help you so much. You'll never need anything else. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand. The healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action.